recently put a video out about my Giant Anthem Pro 3 29er cross country mountain bike and how I was a little disappointed in how much it weighed out of the box. With the frame being 250 grams lighter, I thought I was going to start with less weight than the previous model. Today I'm going to walk you through the things that I have changed so far to try and bring this bike down from 27.4 pounds so that I can start racing. The first thing I'm replacing are the cranks, chainring, and bottom bracket. The current parts are Praxis cranks and chainring and a Shimano press fit bottom bracket. I'll be replacing them with the lightweight E13 XCX race carbon cranks, as well as moving the chainring from a 32 to a 34. E13 does have a bottom bracket that will work with the current opening of the bike and maintain the press fit, but with a bigger spindle. I took the bike to my local shop, Rock and Road of Grand Haven, to have them properly install these parts. The cost of this new stuff from E13 is around $580 US, not including tax and shipping. As you can see from the measurements, we are down about 270 grams, and it was actually a little more than that because we didn't use everything that we weighed. So we were down roughly 0.6 pounds. Next, I've decided to remove the seat post, which is the giant contact switch dropper that comes with a remote and has 125 mil of travel. I've always wanted a dropper on my XC bike, but after riding it again, I rarely needed it, and since I'm so used to riding without one, I decided I'm taking it off and replacing it with a standard carbon seat post. The dropper, cable, and lever together weighed around 633 grams, and the new seat post is only 155 grams, a difference of about 480 grams or just over a full pound. This made me smile a lot because from what I had researched, I would also be able to drop another pound changing the brake systems out from the Dior to the Miguras that only weighed 195 grams each. The saddle it came with and my saddle only offered a difference of 11 grams, but the comfort of my saddle is what really makes the difference. The seat post was only $40 and I had the saddle from a previous bike, but you could get a lightweight saddle for less than $100. Next, I'm taking off the stem and bars that come on the bike and replacing them with carbon. The hardest thing on the bars was for me to get the grips off. So I'm gonna walk you through it real quick because I forgot to turn the camera on. Use some of this, put it in a cup so I could get it in my little syringe. I put a little bit around this edge, dabbed a little bit on the end of this very soft, pliable spoon that doesn't have any sharp edges, and worked it around and the inside. And as I was able to get further in, I put a little more alcohol in because I was able to pry this open a little more with this. Once I did that side, I put the bike down on that handlebar, on the ground, on the towel, and then I repeated the process on the inside. And once I was able to do that, got the alcohol in there really well, I grabbed this towel because the grip was kind of slippery with the alcohol on it and started twisting it with the towel. As soon as the grip was dry, I just grabbed my hand and rotated and pulled the grip right off. Stems usually don't save much weight, and that was the case here, only saving 2 grams. I had this stem in my parts bin, so I just used it. The handlebars are where some more of the weight savings come from. The old bars were 335 grams, and the carbon bars are 164 grams, for a savings of 171 grams, or about 0.37 pounds. I paid just shy of $40 for the carbon bars, and again, the stem was in my parts bin, but you can get one for $20 to $40 as well. Lucky me, was able to replace all these. These are about, I know it's a weight weenie thing, but these are about 26 grams. And then the carbon spacers I just happened to find are only 12. And with those spacers, I couldn't get it so that my Garmin could fit up here. And that's the only reason I went looking for other spacers. So this is one piece, and then I've got a little one on the top. Now the Garmin fits. Winning. Next up are the brakes. And I had bought the $400 Magura brakes that were supposed to be 195 grams each side. A buddy and I took off the front brakes to measure what was on there, and we were very surprised to find that the brakes were only just over 260 grams, when I thought they were going to be around 500 grams. The other disappointment was when we weighed the Magura brakes and they were all of 230 grams. So instead of saving 140 grams total, I was now saving around 60 grams. $400 for 60 grams is not worth it in my book, so I kept the current brakes and sent back the falsely advertised brakes from Magura.
Uh-oh. His brakes are not as heavy as he thought they were going to be. That's 540 for both of them.
Oh, so it's not going to be what I thought it was.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if
I don't think I want to. Like,
For $400 for 60 grams?
no. So, the Shimano Dior MT410s with the MT401 brake levers remain on at this point. With all of these changes, and using the race wheel set instead of the wheel set that came with the bike, remember the racing wheel set that I had is 1.6 pounds lighter than the set that came on the bike. With all that, I now have the bike down to 23.6 pounds. I'd like to get another pound off of it to match the previous weight at 22.5 pounds, and I'll keep you posted. I plan on replacing the cassette on the racing wheel set for something lighter, changing the derailleur to a lighter one, and replacing the brakes with something lighter if I can find something that works and is worth it. I've looked into the fork, but the options seem to not be there for a savings that's worth the cost. The bike handles great, and I have raced 2 Elite Pro races with the bike weighing 23.6 pounds, and I placed 11th and 4th against stiff competition. As an old guy racing against these young fast kids, I need all the help I can get, so shedding some more weight off the bike is what I'm looking for. Hopefully this video has given you hope on what you can do to take some weight off the bike and make it more of an XC racing machine like it's advertised. Stay tuned as I try to get another pound off the bike. Thanks for watching.